Letting go of every single dream. I lay each one down at your feet. Every moment of my wandering never changes what you see. I'll try to win this war, I confess. My hands are weary, I need your rest. Mighty warrior, king of the fight. No matter what I face, you're by my side. When you don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the water, I wish I could walk. When you don't give the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. Truth is, you know what tomorrow brings. It's not a day that you have not seen. So in all things, be my life and bread. I want what you want, Lord, and nothing less. When you don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't want the water, I wish I could walk. When you don't give the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. You are my friend, comfort. You are my steady hand. You are my firm foundation. The rock on which I stand. Your ways are always higher. Your plans are always good. There's not a place where I'll go. You're not alone. When you don't move the mountain, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the water, I wish I could walk. When you don't give me answer, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. I will trust in you. I will trust in you.
Can you guys all hear me? You looked up, so that's a yes. Then I will stop this. I knew it was wishful thinking to think I would get a shower in before today, but that's life. But just know that I had every intention of not looking like this. But then again, that kind of goes with what I'm talking about today, right? I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm going to be really raw. I will cry because I just had to go to therapy, which was really stupid that I had a counseling appointment right before I'm supposed to share my heart, right? So I'm still dealing with all the emotions. But I did write everything out for you, and I hope it's okay that I'm more of an emotional teacher than I am a PowerPoint teacher. So I hope to give you a bunch of lessons about adversity and persistence by sharing my story with you guys. And it's not one, see, I'm like a minute in. It's not one that I've really shared a lot because it's personal. You know, it's hard to share things you go through because you don't want to say, look at me, or gosh, your circumstances might not be nearly as hard as somebody else's. Going through cancer, going through a family's loss, going through a divorce, whatever it is. So I've held a lot of it in, but it's important to me that you understand that when you are persistent, even in the face of adversity, good things and great things happen. And I don't want anybody to shy away from the fact that adversity breeds character, breeds strength, breeds growth. And so forgive me, but I will be reading a lot of what I wrote just because I feel like I was able to really pour my heart out in what I share. I'm going to share with you guys. Sorry, I'm just stumbling over my words. But before we get started, I'm Lauren Duke. Kind of forgot that part, right? I'm going to turn this off. Literally 2 minutes before the call, I received a message from my husband, who's in Afghanistan, a message from my daughter needing me to go fill out paperwork for her for track because she can't try out until it's filled out and she gets out of school at 1:45, and a message from a lady saying what an amazing article this was about the Clemson coach and what an amazing Christian man he was and how he had overcome so much adversity. And I was like, all right, I'm good. Like, this is crazy. It's just perfect timing. So again, I'm Lauren Duke. I live in Florida, but it's literally 40 degrees, which is odd. So don't think that it doesn't get cold here because it does, because I have 4 layers on. And we're a military family. I have been a coach for 4.5 years. And I'm a superstar diamond coach. That's who's sharing with you guys. I have an amazing team. Made to Thrive is the name of my team. And I'm a top 10 coach and 4-time elite. So that just means that every year I've been a coach, I've hit elite, but you know, that isn't all me, that's our team. So I wanted to talk to you guys specifically about this past year. And I wanted to talk to you about adversity because I don't know if you heard this or if I'm the only one, but I have heard so many people say 2016 was so hard. I just never want to repeat that year ever again. It was the worst year of my life. It was the worst year of my business. My family went through so much. I would like to just kick 2016 to the curb and never look back. Anyone? Because I did. I mean, honestly, yes. I mean, so many people have said that year stunk. I never want to do that again. 2017, let's go. But if I've learned anything in 7, 8 deployments, 13 moves, it's that adversity shapes you. Adversity is something that grows you. Adversity is something that strengthens you and teaches you lessons. And so I want to make sure that as we are starting 2017 stronger than ever with so many amazing business opportunities, that you don't forget the personal stuff. And for me to be sitting here talking to you about personal development and growth is like, I would have once said I was a total hypocrite because I didn't think that personal development was for me. I didn't think I needed that junk. I didn't think that I was one of those people who needed to invest in my heart and my soul and my head. So wrong, because you can only work so hard for so long before you really need to work on yourself. So let's get started, shall we? Also, when I signed up for this call, Summer was asking and she had this great idea. I didn't know I'd be hosting a retreat this week with Summer, which is so awesome. And there's no way I could have predicted the events that my family would have gone through, would have to go through. I couldn't predict the illness that would attack family members or the people who were going to cancel their coaching accounts. There is also no way I could have known the blessings ahead or the clarity that was afforded me by looking back. Because adversity is short-lived, and you learn from it as you go through it, but you choose what to focus on. So here's what I want to ask. Will you dwell in that? Will you keep going back to it? Or will you bless and release? Or will you stay in that negative space? I hope that you'll see in that short time period of adversity that you had an opportunity to learn and grow. So for me personally, I think the military life has forced me, literally, because I don't have a choice, to see the lessons and the blessings, because I'm not allowed to focus on things for very long. Got to get stuff done. You know, Summer and I were talking about, as military wives, we don't allow ourselves to feel. We kind of put emotions up in a box. We put other people ahead of ourselves because we have to. If I focus on the things I cannot control, I will be a depressed and sad person. I can't control everything, so it only causes pain and frustration. Kind of like with our businesses. I can't control how somebody's going to respond or someone's going to perform, if you will. You know, you have that coach who signs up and she says, I'm going to be your next diamond. And you go, okay, all right. So I'm going to put her on my goal board. And then does she actually do anything, or does he actually do anything? It's up to them. But we can get frustrated with things we cannot control. So I don't have time for that. I don't have time to dwell on pain and frustration. And it's never going to help my family, my business, or me. So before we go any further, I want to talk to you about adversity. What is it? I looked up the definitions. So adversity, because I'm such a nerd, is adverse or unfavorable fortune or fate. It's a condition marked by misfortune, calamity, or distress. And so here's an example. Friends will show their true colors in times of adversity. How do they really respond? How do they react? How do they treat others? An adverse or unfortunate event or circumstance, you will meet many adversities in life. Adversities in life. We will all go through so many ups and downs. So how many of us can say that we've experienced adversity? Everyone who raised their hand about 2016 can probably say that. But think about it as more personal. Think about it as the day-to-day. Any kind of adversity, any kind of unfavorable just means something we don't like, fortune or fate. How many of us can say that we've seen people show their true colors when life gets hard or circumstances change? I mean, I can think of many people who say, I'm going to give up. I don't want to do this anymore because it wasn't easy, because I hit my first speed bump, because I didn't like the outcome, because this didn't happen as fast as I wanted it to. I mean, so many of us can say that, because here we are, leaders on this call, at least Diamond, we're all leaders of teams. So we can all say that we've dealt with people who have given up, who have said, I don't want to do this anymore, who have said, this is too hard, or it's not making me enough money, or XYZ. But think about this when you think about adversity. The most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way, out of depths. These people have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen. They are the people we look up to. We want to be like them, and the people we listen to and we learn from. Maya Angelou said, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so that you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it. So I know for a fact that I would rather be around people who have been through things, because I can't relate to someone who looks like they have it all together. Where's the story? Where's the growth? I want to be around people who have lived through things and have lessons to share and encouragement to give. I've been there. I totally get what you're going through. I understand, and I can feel what you're feeling. I understand. I get it. So again, I found a lot of really amazing quotes, and I won't just pepper you with quotes, but Oprah Winfrey said, this was good. Everyone wants to ride with you in the limo, but what if what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down? And I'm thinking, that's my team. Those are the people that we're blessed to be around, the people who are in the trenches, who are still wearing their sweaty workout clothes because they're going from X to Y to Z, because they're a mom, they're a wife, they're an instructor, they're a caregiver, they're whatever, because they're living life and they're sharing that journey with other people. They don't have this perfect life. I just connect with those people. So started thinking about this. What happens when you face trials? Do you sit down and cry? Do you give up? Or do you see them as an opportunity for growth? Here we are in a business that supports and fosters growth from the inside out. One of our core beliefs is personal development. We stress it. We talk about it. We share, how do you help a coach that's dealing with this? How do you help a challenger that can't overcome this? How can I help them? How can I learn to be a better leader? Here's personal development for this. Here's a seminar you can go to. Here's a podcast you can listen to help you have clarity, to help you learn. How we can share and we can inspire and we can encourage other people. I don't think that you can truly be a coach and not grow. You can't stay the same. I became a coach and grew so quickly, it blew my mind. Like, I wasn't ready for it. I had to grow into that leader quickly. I had to learn. I had to find things. I had to figure it out for myself. I'm not saying I'm all that. I'm just saying I was sharing so much and people started joining my team and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I had to learn very quickly to become that person. And that took personal development. It took humbling myself. It took falling on my face. Even completing a fitness program is an opportunity to grow and gain courage and strength. If you've done a full 30-day program or 60 or a 90, you feel accomplished. And you think on day one, I couldn't do this. On day two, it was hurting. On day three, man, that workout was hard. By day 7, you're like, all right, I now understand what I've gotten myself into. And week 2, I can do more. Look at that. I not only believe in myself, my body's responding, because it has to take both. It can't just be the head. It has to be the heart and the body following. So as coaches and as individuals, we have to be willing to go through hard times in order to grow. What if we had a choice? What if someone gave you a choice and said, you get to choose to be challenged or stay the same? What would you take? Which one would you choose? I mean, I think we'd all say, hello, I would like to never have to go through anything hard ever again in my whole entire life. Sign me up for that. Sign me up for the easy route, please. Well, how boring is that? Like, I don't want that. You can see the good and the bad in both. But we've all embraced hardship. We've embraced challenges because we know that in order to grow, in order to have a different result, in order to see change, we've got to go through something that's uncomfortable. Every workout program I've ever done, every new thing I've ever tried, everything I've signed up for and kind of sucked at, you know? I mean, I used to run marathons and people think I was completely insane, which looking back, there has to be a screw loose in many places of your body in order to, keep signing up for those crazy things, because in the middle of the race, you are ready to die and you are hating life and you are like, what was I ever thinking? Your body's breaking down. You have to go to the bathroom uncontrollably. You are dehydrated. Like, what happened? Your body completely is breaking down. You finish the race. You have a couple of Gatorades and, fuel shots, and you sign up for another one? What happened 30 minutes ago when you were going to die? We embrace that because look at what I did. Look at what I accomplished. Look at what happened. Yes, I signed up for that, and it sucked to train for that. It sucked to go through all that stuff and the high and the low and the high and the low and the high of finishing it. And then you sign up again. Honestly, my human self would never face another trial, but I don't believe we are called to complacency as human beings. And I don't think we would be able to relate with one another if we didn't have our stories of overcoming, growing, learning, and even crawling uphill to achieve our goals. See, I'm much more relatable when I share the struggle because no one can relate to someone who has 0 problems and 0 struggles. That only happens in the movies. And even then, people struggle and everyone's happy, like a Nicholas Sparks movie. I watched The Choice the other night. If you haven't seen it, you will die. It's amazing. Okay, anyway. Where was I? But someone who has 0 problems and 0 struggles is totally unrelatable and unrealistic. I want to hear the story of the person who overcame every single obstacle to achieve their goal. I mean, think about the things that we connect with. Look at the highlight reel at the Olympics. Hello, bawling, looking at all the struggles, looking at the hours of training that had to go in for that one moment of glory, for that one truly amazing feat of human endurance. Think about the Mother's Day things where you bawl your face off because the kid is like, thanks, Mom, for taking me to the practices, for getting up and making my lunches, for being my hero, for doing the hard things in the trenches. It's beautiful. And I want to know more stories like that. But that means I too have to go through junk and share it so that others can find strength and inspiration, right? I'm getting to the part where I'm going to cry. So I'm just letting you know so you can be ready, because I'm getting ready. So you can have adversity and do nothing with it. You can sit there, you can stay in bed all day, you can complain, you can make everybody else's life a living hell, but it's the persistence that really inspires me. When you know someone is going through something so difficult and they're still showing up. Dang it, I really have another paragraph to go before this is supposed to happen. Crap. Those people who keep going towards their calling, even when the road is long, hard, bumpy, even when the road is washed out and gone. Like the bridge collapsed and you have nowhere to go. They build a dang bridge. They make it across that cavern or whatever it is. I'm all about metaphors and, word pictures. So there you go. You have to create a new path. So keep going, not because you know without a shadow of a doubt that everything will be okay on the other side, but because you know that you've been called to something greater, and giving up is not an option. It's not in your character. It doesn't align with your purpose. It doesn't align with your goals, period. So my husband left a year ago. A year. It's really hard to think back to that day when he left and the emotions. My son wouldn't get out of the car. He couldn't do it. He deals with things differently. My daughter and I walked my husband in. The entire airport's crying. It's just one of those things where you're kind of watching from outside. You have no idea how you're going to make it through. You have no idea what you're going to say to your kids. Should we go to lunch next? Should we go home? If we go home, gosh, that would be really sad. Let's go do something. The things that go through your mind and how you have to keep moving forward, because sitting still is not an option. It's not even what I wanted to say. I just went off. Wow. Okay. But it's really hard to put into words the emotions and how much a person can change in a year. And when you look back at yourself last year at the beginning of 2017 or 16 with your goals and your dreams to the person that you are at the end of 2016, crazy to think all the transition that happens and the change and the growth. For me personally, I had goals. I had responsibility and I had a purpose that was unwavering because my family was counting on me. My business was counting on me. I was counting on me. I wasn't just going to let go of everything that I had worked so hard for, even as a single parent. And I was not going to let this deployment affect my family. I was not going to be absent from my kids. And that's the cool thing about coaching is I have freedom. I get to choose my hours. I get to choose where I want to put my priorities, right? So I wanted to share the journey, even though I didn't know where the road was going. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I shared the highs and some of the lows, but I left out a lot of the lows for personal reasons, but they'll be in the book with names changed. I never gave up on my dreams, but I did have to take a huge step back and reevaluate and be honest with our situation and what I was emotionally and physically, and I want you guys to really think about this, emotionally and physically capable of doing. But that did not mean I was giving up. It just meant that I had to get real, had to get raw, and had to be honest. So adversity comes, but persistence trumps it. Especially when you have a huge why, your priorities are in check, and your goals are where you can see them and they actually mean something to you. I just had to adjust my sails. So here's the quote. Keep going. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. Keep going. Tough situations build strong people in the end. That's from Roy Bennett, The Light in the Heart. So So what can you do to remain persistent even when you face adversity? Here's a couple of things that I've learned to do, and maybe they're just not really that like earth-shattering to you, but for me, it's the small things that make the biggest impact in my life. Personal development. Damn it. But it's true. I wake up with positivity. For me, it's scripture. I have 2 apps on my phone that they buzz my phone in the morning. I have to get my daughter up to give her some medicine every morning, and that is when my scripture comes. That's when my devotional comes. So I can get up and I can start my day with that. I can also go back to sleep and sleep a little bit longer and get up and take them to school, which is usually what happens. But either way, I have personal development coming to my phone from the minute I wake up, and that is something that goes straight into my head and my heart. I stop. I don't let the day rule me. I don't let craziness happen. I stop and I'm calm, and we have a ritual. We have things. We don't yell at our house to get everybody up. We're calm, and I've learned to just stop and take a breath. To stop and maybe ignore, but stop and really focus on staying calm and keeping my composure. I listen to personal development, and I make sure that I do not go a day without filling my heart and my head with something I can share with someone else that has impacted me. Because you guys, what's the use? I mean, yes, those are things that you can learn, but think about the person that has never heard what you just learned today. Share everything. Abso-freaking-lutely everything. Because you never know if someone needs to hear that today, whatever message you heard. So make it a post. Make it something that you're just like, you guys, I just heard this and I just thought, maybe this is something that could really speak to someone else out there. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come to me and say, I've been following you and you've inspired me. I just want you to know that. I never say anything to you, but just know that your words inspire me daily. Wow. Even my craziness inspires somebody else. Even my non-showered, stinky face inspires somebody else. Well, good. Then I won't feel bad about it anymore. Here's one that's really hard for me. Set boundaries with yourself and with others. I don't mean put up walls, because that's something I do. I said do. If you are a mother of a boy, you laughed just now, Tara Swinford. If that's something you do, stop it. You need to tear those walls down, but in your own time. Nobody can make you do them. Just recognize them and understand why you've put them up and work towards tearing them down. That's more personal development. Because I think I'm the type of person who never asks for help and never shares with people because I don't want to bother them. But I also don't want to share that part of me. And I don't want people to think I'm weak. And that was a big lesson I had to learn. Is I've got to show people that it's okay to be weak and it's okay to not have it all together because you relate with others. Sorry, now my nose is running. All right. Treat people how they should treat you by respecting yourself enough to say, wow, that's awesome. Thanks for thinking of me. But thinking of B. Hey guys, thanks for thinking of me, but it really doesn't align with my goals right now. But I really appreciate the thought. That's a nice way of saying, no, I just cannot do that right now. And it doesn't align with my goals to be present for my family, to give time to my business, whatever it is that your goals are. Your priorities need to align with those. Because if not, you're going to be out of whack and you're going to be frustrated and tired. Goes into the next one. Be realistic with your priorities and your why, and do not compromise for anything or anyone. Simply readjust your sails. I've heard this so many times this year. The goal never changed, but the road there does. So whatever your priorities are, you can definitely find a way to achieve them. You just might have to take the long road. You might have to take the scenic route, if you will. So I don't know why you're a Beachbody coach, but I'm a Beachbody coach because I love the programs, the products, the family, the people, and I love that we celebrate change personally, financially, and that I've been able to afford my family freedom, time, memories. I love that I can set my schedule, take care of me, take care of others, but I have to be realistic with my time and my priorities because for the first couple of years, they were completely out of whack. Too much time with the business, none for my family. And I had to fix that big time. And I think this year has allowed me to really see that you can be successful because success has different definitions for everybody, right? You can be successful and still be very present with your family. You just have to be purposeful with your time. Be realistic with yourself. When I do feel I'm most successful, I also become more relatable. But wait, when I do that, I am successful and I also become more relatable because I'm a real person, a real mom, a real friend and spouse, and a leader doing the best I can while falling flat on my face daily. And that's also something that makes you more relatable is, that stunk and that hurt. I learned from that. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to do that better. So what I wanted to share is then when you show up daily, even in the small things, those small things equal big things. There were many times this year when I had to take a huge, and I mean halting step back for my family. And I did it because they're my why, because they're my family. Because I only have so many years left with my kids. Because my husband was counting on me. But I will be realistic and honest with you in saying that I resented the heck out of him. And that was something I had to work through too, is not being so angry. And understanding that this is a gift. This time with my kids is a gift. And I had to view it as that, even on the hard days. And there have been many. So, again, I had to take a huge step back, being present, being available, being willing to help and serve while working my business from my phone, while taking time off. But I love that I can do that. I did it even though I didn't know the consequences. Would the business fail? Would it suffer? Would it thrive? What would happen? I don't know, but I had to trust. I had to trust that the calling that I was given, the time that I was giving to this was working. So God honored that, provided the people, the opportunities. He allowed me to still achieve the goals that I established in the beginning of the year because of persistence in the face of adversity. The daily small things, like I said, add up to the big things and to you achieving your goals. But while I do not want to repeat 2016, I will always, and I hope you will too, look back and appreciate the lessons, the sculpting that took place, however painful. Because those lessons breed growth and strength and remind me, and I hope they do you as well, that you can do hard things and you can grow through adversity even when I can't see that growth, when you persist and keep moving forward. That's all I wrote, but what I wanted to say, well, there's 12 people or 12 comments. So what I wanted to say was, one of the goals that I had for my team was elite, but I wasn't sure how it was going to happen. So I was able to push in the beginning, and towards the end, I could see how it could happen, but I had to work really hard. And we were able to achieve elite for the 4th year in a row, but that was only because of the small, persistent steps daily. It wouldn't have happened had I just sat back and done nothing when things got hard. And so even when you don't see the fruit, even when you don't see things happening or changing, don't give up. I had someone say, I've been doing this for a week and it's not doing anything. And I'm like, then do it for another week and another week and another week and keep going, because nothing happens overnight. You can't see results immediately. Like I said, for me personally, this year has been really stinking hard, and I know it's been hard for a lot of people, but I just want to encourage you guys that, like the quote, hold on, let me get back to it if I can. How many windows could I possibly open? Here we go. In the beginning, the quote I really liked, it was Maya Angelou. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats. Necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it. So here it is, 2017, so many opportunities, so many times that you guys need to set aside time to really think about, really visualize and really put down goals and dreams where you can see them, because I didn't do that last year and I felt just frazzled. if you're not working towards something specific with an end date and goal with a timeline, I don't know what you're working towards, other than, yes, you're going through the motions, but golly, set up some benchmarks for yourself. Set up, I'm going to do this by the end of January. I'm going to do this by the end of February. I'm going to set some big goals for my family, and make sure, I've said this a few times, that you set those goals in 4 areas of your life. Your personal, financial, your fitness, and your family. So what do I want to accomplish? What do I want to do financially? What do I want to do for my family? And what do I want to do for my fitness or my business? Excuse me. Don't just be like, I want to be this many stars and this, and make it all about Beachbody, because then what happened to your family? What happened to your why? What happened to those goals? Make sure that your goals and your dreams and your vision and your why are well-rounded, because you're going to be able to do so much with this opportunity you've been given. And make sure you write them down, you see them, and you give them a deadline. If I gave all my goals a deadline for December 2017, I would probably start working on them in October of 2017. Literally. Be like, that sounds cool. That sounds awesome. I'm just going to hit Success Club and see what happens. And oh crap, I haven't done anything with my life or my business all year. Dang it. Set some deadlines for yourself. And then celebrate the heck out of those and share them. And celebrate your team for going with you. And find people who want to join you. And there's going to be adversity. There's going to be hard things. You're going to miss goals. That doesn't mean that goal isn't one you're supposed to achieve. It just means that it might take a little bit longer, and you might have to find another route to get there. The biggest mistake you can make is to set a goal, and when you miss it, stop going for it. Good grief. I listened to a master trainer talk to us at Super Saturday this week about how he tried out. Nope. Tried out. Nope. This is every year. Like, you get one shot, every year. He had to wait a year. Nope. Try again. Had to wait a year. Nope. Try again. Just got better and better and better. Now he's a master trainer, and he's been featured in like all of the past, I don't even remember the number he gave, Turbo Fire and Pio videos. He achieved his goals. It took a little bit longer to get there, but he said the character that I built because of that has made me the person I am today, the leader, the friend, the instructor. So maybe it doesn't happen in your time, but it's going to happen if you keep going for it. So here we are. My husband is supposed to come home in a month, and that's going to look like crazy for our family who has been without him for a year. I have a 16-year-old daughter. You can pray for me. And a 13-year-old son. And he's precious and does nothing wrong yet. But I just went to therapy, and we talked about her. Don't tell her. And because good Lord, I would love to just repeat this year without her. No, just kidding. I love her. But it made it very hard. It was just an added thing I wasn't even thinking of. I thought we'd all be peachy keen and happy. No. So, but that's one of my whys. It's one of my goals, is to be here for my kids. And so if I had to take a step back on some of my personal goals and put them off a year, it was worth it. But watch out, 2017, right? Because I'm coming for you. And she just better just be quiet, because she had her year. So I have a couple minutes. I don't know if we do questions. Like, I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm going to have to go to the school and again, fill out a form for my daughter for track, because this seems to be an occurrence. I'm going to stop recording. I really appreciate you guys being on this call. I hope it meant something to you. Like I said, I did a couple of takeaways for you guys, a couple of things to focus on that I do. Okay, I'm still recording. People say you're so strong. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I just like to share every part of this with you. Like, I just feel like if we don't share the good and the bad, then we're cheating ourselves, because it can't all be good and it can't all be bad. You've got to focus on the good as well. And I just want you guys to kind of take stock of that and reach out to people and tell the stories that you might not want to tell, because those are the things that are going to really impact other people. So I can't tell you how many times I hear that and I'm like, I'm not strong at all. I'm just willing to tell you the icky stuff. So I'm going to stop recording. If you guys have a couple questions, I'm going to check the chat. I don't know what you could have questions about, but here you go.